1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! Welcome back! It's Heavy Tank Week! Yeah, baby! Look at the big behemoth on your screen right there. It's Type 5 Heavy. We're playing Type 5 Heavy today. We played the mouse yesterday. We're gonna go out and derp kick some ass! Here we go. Type 5 Heavy is pretty slow. So bear with me. We'll get there soon. Every day this week, you get to see Claus Kellerman, that's me, play a super heavy. Because why not? I had a session, I played nothing but heavies, I might as well show you the games. You don't have to watch Unicoms every day. You can watch regular schmoes every now and then, and we can learn from my mistakes. Here we go. Just trying to keep the energy up, guys. And what else are you supposed to do when you're driving a Type 5 Heavy? Talk about the statistics. Try and discuss whether this vehicle is suitable to your playstyle. Fuck that. Let's just go kick some ass. We're loading premium HE, 190 ped, 900 nominal damage. We are going to derp everyone's ass! Yeah, baby! Here we go. All week long. This is day 2 of Heavy Tank Week. I should have picked a song that was longer. This freaking thing can't get anywhere. I hate the Type 5 Heavy. I hate it. But I'm playing it for you. It's been nerfed. It used to do, the premium HE used to do 1400 damage, and now it does 900. Oh look, I made it. I can finally take a shot. I bounced like a boss. What other tank can you roll out in and accidentally bounce an IS-7? Huh? Huh? So what do you do in this thing? You slowly trundle along and then you try and shoot people like this. Oh, and critical hit. 0. I did 0 damage. That's what you do. HE. Why did I do 0 damage? I don't know. Maybe I should explain it to you, because I figured it out. This is what the regular schmo does in this tank. You know, you aim, you shoot, and sometimes you do a lot of damage, and sometimes the game says, fuck you, you did 0. I know you hit me. You hit me with the biggest gun in the game, but you did 0. I did it again. 0. Right? I think that's what, fuck you, you did 0 in Japanese. I think. At least that's what the commander said. Let's try again. So that first guy, I hit him, flush on the side, but his track pixel absorbed all the damage of my HE. That time I hit him. 177! Hitting the turret of an IS-7, which is probably one of the strongest armor. The strongest turret in the game. Is it the strongest turret in the game? I'm not sure, but I took the shots because it took me the whole freaking intro to get here, and I couldn't really move up. All right, here we go. Now we're going to get into the fight. We're going to get into the fight now! This thing is frustrating to me because of the way HE works. Look, this biggest derp gun in the game. 19 damage on the side of an Object 260. Fuck you! Who the hell plays this piece of shit tank? Let's try this. 173 again. At least it's consistent. Oh, I'm ammo rack. Oh well. This thing gets my blood boiling. It just makes me want to scream! They're in the sandbox, they're working at changing the way HE works. About not letting it penetrate anymore and only doing the non-penetrating type damage, which you've seen so far. All the damage I've done so far is shots that have not penetrated, and I rolled for anywhere between 0, 17, and 171, with the biggest derp gun in the game. Well, I guess maybe not the biggest. Now, the E100 has hired... Oh, shit. Oh, I luckily bounced him. Now, let's watch. Can I... Oh, the game decided I'd do 906 damage. That time I penetrated the lower plate of the old object. What is that, the tier 9 object? Yeah. Oh, sucks to be you. Oh, wait. Here's a new object, the tier 10 new object. The object 268 version 4. Let's go put a hurting on this guy. We're going to shoot you with this big motherfucking gun. HE shell that blasts 8 high explosive damage all over your face. Aim for the lower plate. Watch. Look. What the fuck? This is the typical, oh, my engines. My teammate's shooting me now. What the hell is going on? I rolled 0 again. I've rolled 0 twice in this game. Let's shoot him right in the lower plate. 0. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? What's going on? This freaking tank! Now I'm tracked? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's take a time out here and I'll actually explain what's going on. Like, why is my HE doing 0 damage? I'm going to explain it to you. So this is the information that you can find in the wiki, and let's try and explain this, okay? So the first thing you got to know is this nomenclature. Armor groups is a set of polygons corresponding to a vehicle damage model. Inside all these groups, there is a single armor parameter, okay? In terms of the game model, each armor group is a single object. Armor groups are shown as bright colors on the illustration that I'll show you in a second. And then trace rays are auxiliary vectors allowing to detect obstacles on a path of a blast wave propagation. I'll try and... That's a translation probably from... In Russian it probably means if we add some Russian RNG to equation, but it translates into that. But I'll try and make sense of it. Let's look at the illustration now. And you see the bright colors there. Each color represents an armor group. That was one of the definitions we have to remember. So the following occurs after an HE round: contact with vehicle armor groups. Armor penetration is calculated according to the algorithm common to all round types. Okay, so basically they determine whether it penetrates or not. If the armor is penetrated, the damage sector around the penetration zone is constructed inside a vehicle. Critical damage is calculated, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So if you penetrate, you're going to do, with the Type 5 Heavy, 900 damage, plus or minus 25%, and then it's going to figure out whether there's critical hits. But if the armor is not penetrated, let me read this sentence. If the armor is not penetrated, comma, near the point of contact, a point is sought through which vehicle damage is maximal. In my case, 0 twice. And a trace ray through this point has not met any obstacles. A 45-degree damage cone is constructed from this point into a vehicle. I'm actually going to explain this now. They provide us with a formula that governs how much damage you'll do if you don't penetrate. Are your eyes glazing over? There's the formula on the screen. Now, there's one very important factor in this that is the most important thing you'll need to remember when you're firing HE. I'm going to explain it, but look at it here. Actual damage when you don't penetrate equals 0.5 times the nominal damage. In the case of the Type 5 Heavy, that nominal damage is 900. I didn't penetrate, so immediately 0.5 times nominal damage, I'm down to 450. 450 times, and now there's this in brackets, 1 minus the impact distance divided by the splash radius. That's the most important thing. Let's keep going. And then minus 1.1 times the nominal armor thickness. So you don't want to hit thick armor times the spall coefficient, which is usually like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 even for a super heavy spall liner. So if you're hitting thick armor with a big spall arm coefficient, well, then you're subtracting a big number there. You're subtracting 1.1 times the nominal thickness, which could be like 250, times the spall liner coefficient, that could be times another 1.5. You're subtracting a big number. But wait, let me flash this other thing up. Remember what we just read earlier. The calculation is not calculated on where you hit. Look at point number 3 here. If the armor is not penetrated, comma, near the point of contact, a point is sought through which the vehicle damage is maximal. And a trace ray through this point has not met any obstacles. What the hell does that mean? Well, I'm going to explain it now because this is the most important factor in this formula. Flash the formula back up there. It's that the first factor in brackets there. So 0.5 times your nominal damage brings me down to 450. And now I'm multiplying by 1 minus, and this is the most important factor in the formula, impact distance divided by splash radius. And why is that the most important factor? Well, it's just mathematics. It doesn't even matter what they mean. Look, if 1 minus impact distance divided by splash radius equals 0, if that factor in the brackets equals 0, then 0 times nominal damage is 0. 0 times anything is 0. So how do you get that factor in the brackets to be 0? Well, it's 1 minus a ratio there. If that ratio is close to 1, it would be 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So how do you get impact distance divided by splash radius to equal 1? Well, I guess we have to know what impact distance is. Well, they define it for us. Let me show you this. Impact distance is the distance between the point of impact of the shell and the point of impact between the explosion's blast and the target along a straight, unobstructed line. Yeah, that clears things up. Since the blast will cover an area of the target's surface, the game selects a spot that leads to maximum damage according to the above formula. Blah, 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 blah. What the hell does it mean then? Well, I think I figured it out. It means this. If you hit an armor zone that you cannot penetrate, the game then tries to find another armor zone where you will cause the maximum amount of damage. If you hit a heavily armored target at the front like I did in the lower plate, the game realizes that I will not penetrate, and then it searches for another armor zone where I will do what they call maximal damage. But since the Object 268 version 4 is so heavily armored all over the front, the closest armor zone where I'll do any damage is probably way up on top of the tank, which is far away. That's my impact zone, which is as far as my splash radius. That distance between where I hit it and where I could possibly cause damage is the impact distance. That's a far distance because I hit a heavily armored tank that's heavily armored everywhere in the front. So that's the impact distance is just as far as my splash radius. If my splash radius is 2 meters, say, and my impact distance, the distance it has to search to find an armor zone that I can do damage, is also 2 meters, then 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Nominal damage times 0 is 0. But it's even worse than that in my particular case because there would be no trace ray from where I hit that tank reaching any armor section that I could do damage because I hit it right at the bottom. The blast sphere emanates from that point and there's no unobstructed trace ray that could reach any other armor section where I could do damage. I would be much better off shooting it underneath the tank or up at the top where a blast sphere, there could be a trace ray that goes down onto the engine deck or from the ground up into the bottom of the tank. So what does it mean? You have to try and aim your HE. You can hit a heavily armored portion of the tank, but you have to try and hit a heavily armored portion of the tank if that's all you can hit. That's close to a weak spot. And not just close, but somewhere where the weak spot, the blast sphere, can hit that weak spot without being obstructed. If I actually aimed at the ground just underneath the tank, the game would search for an armor zone that I could do damage through, which would be the bottom of the tank. It wouldn't be a far distance. It would be a lot less than my splash radius. So the impact distance divided by splash radius would be a small number. 1 minus a small number is close to 1. So it would be 0.5 times nominal damage times something close to 1. So I'm starting with 450, and then I subtract all those other factors. So the key point is to try and, if you have a shot at a weak spot, take a shot at a weak spot. If you don't, if you're trying to hit a heavily armored tank, hit as close as you can to a weak armor zone where your blast sphere can actually hit it unobstructed. It's not worded or illustrated really well, but that's how it works. All right, get back here. I freaking read up on things now, buddy. You're dead meat now. I know what I'm doing now. Can we shoot you here? Or shoot? Take 335 damage, and he shot me back for 637. Crying out freaking loud. Okay, okay, come on, come on, come on. It's you and me, buddy. It's you and me. Oh yeah. This freaking gun better reload. Oh, he did another 600. Let's take this. Ah! Take that! But that's what you freaking overpowered. You take that! Oh, we splashed ourselves and. Oh, oops. Oops. Oh, there's another. Okay, I've learned how HE works now, buddy. I'm going to aim for an armor section on your vehicle that is weakly armored right there. Oh, take that! Hoo-ha! Well, guys, I hope that helped you guys. Because remember, the regular schmoes like you and me, you get these tanks with the derp guns, and you just point at the enemy and you shoot, and we get trolled, and we're not really sure why. You look carefully at the formulas, and I hope you understood a little bit about where you should aim and how it works, okay? And click the like button, guys. They're going to update. They're going to change the way HE works, and I'm going to delve into the formula after they've decided how they're going to make it work. I'm gonna read about it and do a video to explain it to you, okay? Because I want to know myself, so I don't just get trolled all the time. Look at that. It's just an average game. Not that bad, right? Lost a shit ton of credits because I was spamming the premium HE like a motherfucker. But this is one thing I don't get. Look, this is the guy I shot. I shot him twice and did 0. My gun does 900 damage, so that's 1,800. Look at his damage blocked by armor. He's been hit 4 times. This guy here, he's been hit 4 times. It says he's blocked 1,440. I didn't penetrate twice with a gun that does 900. So from me, he blocked 1,800. It says he's only blocked 1,440. So I don't know what the fuck the game is calculating sometimes. That's why it's so difficult to understand. You go look at the post-game stats like this and you wonder, what the fuck? The game doesn't even freaking tally up the fucking numbers properly. So anyways, when they change the HE, when they figure out, because from now on, at least they're talking about it, HE will no longer penetrate. You won't get those penetrating high damage rolls. It will always be a non-penetrating calculation. Once they figure out how they're going to do it and they implement it in the game in a patch, I will look up the formula, I will work it out, and I'll do a video explaining how it works so that hopefully the regular schmoes like you and me can have a chance and not feel trolled every freaking shot. Please leave a comment, guys, or hit the like or dislike button because that helps YouTube. It helps the channel. It's another one of these secret number stats. You have to click like for YouTube to actually think you appreciated the video.